All right. Been working on some things here, and I think it'll be great to get everybody on the same page. What I've done is I've combined the maintenance item and diagnosis into one workflow. So notice there's one now that says diagnosis and maintenance. This would typically be the kind of stuff that comes up in the context of the business operating. So some recent examples were the things that came in for 1435 7th Street. We have one of them in there now. Notice that it's under this AM diagnostic. That would be like the escalated sort of diagnostic where Seth is the assignee. Notice because this is a non-emergency, the next step would be for Seth, and I have administrative privileges to define what's going on and then escalate it to the owner just to give it approval for kind of release for work. Where Seth can move forward on the work when he's there as part of his diagnostic, as in terms of what we have set up. But to make a new one of these, all you do is you get underneath this top level for the address, and this is Wendy and Rachel. This is mainly for you, but then you'd click on that to click your new item. You have to make sure to actually click on the diagnostic maintenance item, and then we would just give it a title. So let's say that we noticed a leak, something like that. Leak under window in bedroom. So I hit enter. Now it's going to have me ask to do all of this stuff. If you understand what is going on, here's kind of where this goes from here. So you do need to decide whether it's an emergency or non-emergency. So if we say it's an emergency, say it's a repair. If we can get it where there's a scope to define what the solution is for the problem, we would put that here. Um, and then it's going to automatically assign it. So this is like, Wendy, if you see something and you're out doing a cleaning or something like that, then you add this. Here's what happens. From there, it would automatically assign it to you, and because I'm doing it, it would assign it to me. But this is saying this is the business diagnostic level. Now, if this is where you need to have already decided if it's an emergency or non-emergency. But if it's something you feel confident that you can define a solution for it, I'll leave the compensation discussion to you and Rachel. Um, but here's where you could just go ahead and uh, put this in for the next step. If you feel like you got the solution, just go ahead and put it into this RFO step. That's basically giving the owner the heads up that they can um, approve it and release it for work. Um, I'll also leave it to Rachel to negotiate sort of some boundaries as to, say you see something, you can resolve it on site. You don't need to go through the process of going through the RFO and the RFW to release it for work. But this is all in place so that we can do it. But anyways, you'd make that determination, or you'd say, this is out of my wheelhouse. I need to escalate this. This is where this part comes in, the AM diagnostic escalated. That would be basically going to Seth. So that's how this works. That's this interface, which is as close to what you'd be using as um, possible. And then I'll pull up the actual workflow really quickly, but it's basically kind of the flow chart of what was just described. So when you create it, it goes defaults to this business diagnostic, and then you determine based on whether it's an emergency or non-emergency. If you can do it, if it goes to the RFO emergency or RFO non-emergency. Keep in mind that the owner can still kick it back to someone like Seth if we're not sure based on what you put in there, or we feel like we need some escalated help. Um, but keep in mind that if you feel like you can do it, take it to the RFO. Feel like you need more help. I think I need to zoom in here so everybody can. So if you feel like you can do it, move it to RFO. If you feel like you need the help with some more, I guess, experienced help, then that's when you just move it right to this AM diagnostic, and it'll be automatically assigned to Seth currently. Okay, great. Thanks for listening.